From the Oklahoma Newsroom, this is an OSU Update. I'm Jenny Carlson. Here with Kyle Fredrickson. Kyle, the OSU run game still a point of concern for the Cowboys, but Rennie Childs playing in place of a slightly injured, it seems, Chris Carson at Texas on Saturday. Got some positive results from him. Is that a slight bright spot in this whole situation?
Yeah, you know, the production still wasn't there. You had mentioned it. You know, in Carson's place, Rennie Childs got 21 carries, only tallied about 54 yards, so we're talking less than 3 yards a carry. But I think it was at least a sign of what he's capable of doing in this offense, and that's providing an initial burst, the point of attack, that strength, that really maybe is even better than Carson's at this point. And it was interesting talking to Childs over the offseason. That was a point of emphasis, getting his knees up, being faster off the start. And I think knowing that Chris Carson was coming in played a big motivational factor for him in terms of being ready and having the type of running style that would maybe complement Carson. So a lot to improve on at this point. You know, there twice Childs was knocked back for negative yardage, but on the Cowboys' touchdown drive, their lone one of the second half, you know, he had rushes of 5, 6, 8 yards consecutively, really proving that when the Cowboys can establish that run game, it pays some dividends down the road. So certainly not necessarily the answer at this point, but at least we saw flashes of what Childs is capable of doing in this offense.
Well, and I think the question remains, he's a little bit smaller back, and could he be an every down back? I don't necessarily think that's what they're looking for out of him, or where they think he could excel most. They need Carson in that role.
They definitely do, and they need both guys, and they've said that all year long. But I thought it was interesting how the tune has maybe changed since the preseason. Mike Gundy said in fall camp that Rennie is a much better back when he's fresh, which basically translates to he's not your every down guy like you mentioned, but he gives you that little burst when you need it, you know, in between series and things like that. But, you know, if Chris Carson's going to be out, Mike Gundy said yesterday at his press conference that he feels comfortable with him having 20 carries a game. You know, his 21 carries at Texas actually were a career high, which is, you know, a little surprising being that he's a junior now. But like we had mentioned, he's never really been that featured guy. So, you know, Rennie said he shed 5 pounds in the offseason. He worked on his conditioning. So he feels a lot more comfortable with it. And his teammates do as well. So, you know, when Carson's healthy, I think he should be the guy. But, you know, I think at this point, Childs has developed enough confidence to where they feel okay with him carrying the load, at least for a short while.
Going to be interesting to see against a K-State team that has the strength on the defensive side of the ball. We'll see how it goes on Saturday. That kickoff at 3 o'clock up in Stillwater. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.